Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another Monday morning art talk. Let you know that my new class is starting in January 11th for the 5-person mentorship, 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening. If you're interested, just go to that website down below right there and you can check it out, fill out an application. So today what I want to discuss is, I just watched a great movie yesterday. I've always wanted to see it, but I didn't see it because it had to do with art and it had to do with a painting, and it was a story that I remember back in 1998. Now I realize that some of you might not have even been born in 1998. But I remember the story, and the name of the movie was called Woman in Gold. It's on HBO right now, and I think that's why I got a chance to watch it. But I was fascinated with it, and it was basically, if you guys aren't familiar, it was I think it's Gustav Klimt was a painter. Again, my name's, I apologize, but he did this beautiful painting in his thing of this woman who was commissioned before World War II began, many years before then. And there was this beautiful painting. And during World War II, as we know, in Austria, Nazis came in and they wiped out just the Jewish population and just took everything. So now all these people's paintings were stolen. Okay, and then they were put in different places and eventually went into galleries. But in all honesty, just against people's wills, they didn't willingly give their paintings to the Nazis. The Nazis took their paintings and took their artwork. And again, there's many factual things. There's a great movie called The Monuments Men. If you guys haven't seen that, all about the recovery of paintings. You guys are artists and may be fascinated with that. But anyway, so this whole story was interesting because the woman who was the original painting of, she had passed away, and her sister many years later, just knew of this, but just found letters and things and realized, what? That painting is ours. It's our family. And I kind of want it back, and I want all our things back that was taken from us, because this is all I have to hold on to. And these are my memories of my aunt and all this. So she ended up trying to get Austria to give that painting back. They were doing this whole new thing there. I think it's called not restoration. It's an art term where the Austrian government was now going to try to make amends and restitution, and give the people back things that they know were stolen, that weren't theirs. But they didn't really want to. They didn't really want to give these paintings away. So this painting, The Woman in Gold, really became like what the Mona Lisa is to France, to Paris, was what this became in Austria in this museum. And this woman wanted it back because she was stolen from her, and I believe every right to. It wasn't theirs to have in the first place. So anyway, she took them to court and all this, and everyone told them that you're going against all odds, that you will never get that back, and it's impossible. And she got this lawyer, this family friend, and he was a lawyer, and he was told, he's just a schoolboy, going to go to Supreme Court and try to fight this? You got to be kidding me. It's never going to work. And constantly, against all odds, what ended up happening was they ended up getting the painting back, and the painting's on display now. There was no intention just to put it in her home. She wanted it to be on display. But the thing is that, again, it comes down to what this art talk's all about, is going just against all odds and constantly being told that things are impossible. And even though, and I don't care what your political views are, and I'm just going to say this, I'm just saying against all odds that Donald Trump won the election. That was against all odds. Against all odds that Brexit was going to happen. Against all odds. All these things that happen in life that always been told this is it by other people. It'll never work, against all odds. I'm watching this fascinating little documentary right now with a colleague of mine, Floyd Norman, who on Netflix is called The Animated Life. It's really cool. But even he talked about, and he said, people always said he wanted to go work for Disney. And people always said, hey, what are you doing? You can't work for Disney. You're a black man. And he said, what's that got to do with anything? He just went to Disney and applied to get the job at Disney and got the job at Disney. where people are the people telling you that it's impossible. You wait a minute, you can't do that. This is not right. This is never going to work. And this is what I want you just to remember. That against all odds, you put this stuff away from you. Get it out of your system. You don't know what's going to ever happen until you try. But I can guarantee you, if you don't try, you fail. Guaranteed. Done. Not even going to work. Here there were some things that I pulled on because I thought it was fascinating. But people who overcame all odds. There was a big list here. I'm not going to read all of them. But, Joan of Arc, 14-year-old peasant girl, illiterate peasant girl, prejudiced against, a woman, right? At that moment in time, too. And to do what she did and become, if you're not familiar with Joan of Arc, Nelson Mandela. Okay, just dealing with the apartheid, difficult for black men, against all odds. He was able to still practice law, even though it was impossible during apartheid for a black man to study law. How is this possible? Mandela, he went to jail and eventually, played that critical role in abolishing apartheid against all odds. Helen Keller, familiar with her, deaf and blind before her second birthday, but was able to read. She learned how to read and write. She even got a bachelor degree. She became campaigned on social welfare, of suffrage and disability, against all odds. Blind person. Winston Churchill stood alone during World War II, against all odds, against the Nazi war machine, and inspired the nation to fight against all odds at whatever the cost, and they prevailed, through there. Beethoven, as you guys know, musician, to lose his hearing. He lost his hearing, the greatest possible misfortune that anyone could have. Yet despite all odds, it didn't stop him from composing some of the most sublime pieces of music in the history of man. A deaf man being able to do this. Almost done here. There's so many. Stephen Hawking's, if you're familiar with him, just this neurotic disease, just stuck in a wheelchair, has helped popularize scientific concepts and make break-grounding discoveries. Completely disabled in a wheelchair. J.K. Rowling, the most popular and best-selling children's author of all time. Single mother, against all odds, rejected by several publishers. Made it happen against all odds. So the reality is, forget the odds and don't be against the odds. The idea is just do what you want to do. Try what you want to try. Make what happen what you want to try to make happen. Forget about the odds. You go to Vegas, what are the odds there? Oh, you can't, the house always wins, we know that. Those are some pretty damn good odds. But there's a chance that you're going to go there sometime. And I don't go there that often. And my odds are always against me. But the times that I have gone to Vegas, when I went to Vegas and I went and played the Wheel of Fortune machine, and I say that's the coolest one to play. If you want to play slots, play the Wheel of Fortune machine. I went there and played and then won, $1,100. Off of $100. That's what I started with, $100, and I was willing to take the risk and try to, it's give or take 50-50 here, but I walked away against all odds, right? So that's what you have to believe. That's what you have to think. Just don't let any crutch hold you down against all odds. I don't care where you are in your life, where you live in your life, what you're doing. I don't care. Against all odds. Think about the stories that that people overcame against all odds. Family, friends, members, relatives, whoever it is that find the stories. What have you heard? What do you recall? What do you remember listening to and go, man, can you believe that? Again, so that person, how did they get a job in the industry doing that when they did? Against all odds. It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. It doesn't. All we can sort of deal with is, like I discussed in my last topic, was conscious control, where you make the decision, and fate. The things that we can't control are out of our control. So what's the use of worrying? It's never worth your while. So pack up your troubles in your own kit pack and smile, smile, smile. That's a little World War I song about pack up your troubles. That's it. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey, all right? So you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks. Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back.